Meet the all-new Porsche Boxster Spyder. It costs £60,459. It's powered by a very mildly detuned version of the 3.8 litre flat six that powers the Porsche 911, and as you can see, it looks absolutely drop-dead gorgeous. But is it as good to drive as it is to look at? Stay tuned and we'll find out. You really do have to admire Porsche because they just keep coming up with these supposedly niche models that no one's really ever thought of coming up with before, and yet every time they do they're better than ever and they sell more and more of them. They're just incredible at doing it, and the latest one is this Boxster Spyder, which is kind of like a Cayman GT4 without the roof, without quite such trick suspension, and without just as much aero grip because it obviously doesn't have a big wing on the back of it. But it is a bit lighter than the GT4, so although it's 8 or 9 horsepower down on the GT4, this is actually a little bit quicker than the GT4 Cayman in a straight line. And around corners, of course, because it weighs that much less, it's probably a little bit more agile too. So what we are talking about is a really, really proper, serious, committed sports car. And on the road, it's just marvellous. Okay, these roads are a bit narrow here, but I'm just going to let you know what this thing sounds like in second gear. I hope that comes across on the microphone because that just sounds epic. So what are we talking about? A 3.8 litre flat six, exactly the same engine from the Cayman GT4. Not the same suspension as the GT4 because you don't get all the electronic bits that adjust. Porsche want this car to feel even more pure, so it hasn't got any electronic bits on it. It does have a diff, it does have this fantastic 3.8 flat six. You can only get this car with a manual gearbox. That's how committed Porsche want this thing to be towards proper die-hard enthusiasts. The hood on the Boxster Spyder is a mostly manual affair, and although it's miles better in design than the previous Spyders, it's still a bit of a palaver compared with the full electric hood of a regular Boxster. To raise the hood, you first need to pull the button that releases the boot. Then you need to open the boot properly to get at the main part of the hood, which you height out of the rear bodywork, like so. The boot then needs to be closed, obviously, and you need to release a couple of quite fiddly latches at each side, and these then clip into place on top of the rear wings. And then finally, you secure the whole lot by pressing the electronic lock button, which clips the hood securely back into place. Like I said, it's definitely better than before, but it's still a bit of a pantomime compared with a full electric hood. So having spent the day in this thing, I have to admit, it's just yet another just brilliant version of the Boxster Cayman chassis, and I actually am beginning to think it is the best yet. And considering how many good versions of this car there have been over the last few years, that is one heck of a statement, but I will stand behind it. This thing is awesome. Click on the video windows to watch our first drive of the Ferrari 488 GTB, or watch a track battle between the Honda Civic Type R and its key rivals. Click on the play icon to watch our latest video, and on our logo to subscribe to our channel.